Today I'm going to be reviewing my favorite eyeshadow palettes. This video I feel like has been requested a lot for a while now, and I just haven't gotten around to doing it for some reason. So I, as you can imagine, have a lot of eyeshadow palettes. I think eyeshadow palettes and lip glosses are probably my favorite products to shop for and buy. And for some reason, I can always justify needing another neutral eyeshadow palette. I don't know why. I feel like this one is different than the last one I bought last week. It never is, but that's how I justify it to myself in my mind. So I have a lot, is what I'm trying to get at. But I was going through them over the last few days, and I just kind of grabbed the palettes that I always go to when I don't want to think about anything. When I just know that I'm gonna find something that I like and can do from that palette, I just grab it and it works all the time. So I have 2, 4, 5 palettes that fall into that description. And yeah, let's get started. So the first one I'm gonna start with is by Marc Jacobs. He has a line of eyeshadow palettes. I actually discovered this palette from Tarte, Beauty or Glam Life Guru. Why am I having a hard time thinking of that? Glam Life Guru. She talked about this in a video that I saw months ago, and I picked up the palette 206, the Lolita. So the first thing I want to say about this palette is it is more on the high end. I believe it's like $59 is what this retails for, but it's really nice packaging, and you definitely feel like you're buying a luxury product when you get this home. It comes in like a little velvety pouch, whatever. I just ended up tossing it anyway, but still, it kind of just makes you feel a little bit better about spending $60 on an eyeshadow palette. So it comes like this, and then it has this cute little button you press, and then you get your shadows like this. It has 2, 4, 6, 7, is that right? Am I counting right? 7 eyeshadows. This palette is very neutral, and I like it because it has 3 matte shadows here, and then it has 4 shimmer shadows here. And I like that the matte shadows are so different in like contrast of colors. So you have a really light one, which is great for like all over or highlighting the brow, or just kind of putting that down first as a base. Then you have a great transition color, which you always want to go with a matte shadow for your transition versus a shimmer, because of course the transition shade is to help everything look blended and more smooth, but also to give you more definition in the crease, and you're not going to get that if you use a shimmer shadow, because that's just going to reflect light and make that area appear more like it's coming out, where you want to create the illusion of it's going in. And then it has a really dark matte shadow, which is going to be great for either smoking out the outer corner. It's great for eyeliner. It's just great to have a matte, really deep shadow. And then you have these 4 shimmer shadows here. So you have a really shimmery shadow here. This is kind of more of a glittery shadow. I don't actually go to this one too often. This is more for like going out at night, and I'll just kind of press that in the center of my lid. This one is a pretty good everyday shadow though. This is a very great highlight color. It does have you know, a really pretty pearlescent to it. This one looks very coppery, but honestly when it goes on the skin, it's a little bit just kind of more of like a champagne rosy gold shade. And then this one is a very shimmery bronze shadow. So very neutral, works great with all skin tones and all eye colors. I love the consistency of this palette. They're very creamy, they're very easy to blend. They're just very high quality. So big fan of this palette. I haven't tried the other palettes by him. I'm sure they're the same, just different colors. But this I thought was the most versatile, most wearable. Okay, so the next palette I'm going to talk about is by Tarte. It's the Tartlet Palette. This came out sometime late last year, I think. I want to say I picked this up around the holidays. But it comes with 12 eyeshadows, and they are all matte eyeshadows. So this doesn't have any shimmer to it. So that's, you could call that, I guess, a downfall of this palette. I don't really think it is, because I love matte shadows, and I think that you can do an eye makeup look without any shimmer. But I like this palette a lot because it has a good range of, it's got some pinks and plums, and it's got your very neutral browns, but it's got a good mix of like cool, and it's kind of more of a cool tone palette, honestly. There's a little bit of like warmth in these shadows here, but for the most part, it's a pretty cool tone palette. But it's versatile. It works for all skin types, or skin tones, I'm sorry, or eye colors. I love this palette. I think it's a go-to. I think that you can get a very easy everyday time look out of this, or you can get a very dramatic look too. Of course, it's going to be a matte dramatic look. You're not going to have any shimmer unless you mix something that you already have. But I like this palette a lot. I like the packaging of it. I like the color selection, and I like the quality of the eyeshadows. So this is the Tartlet Palette by Tarte Cosmetics, and it's pretty cute. Okay, so the next and last 3 palettes that I have are all by the Balm Cosmetics. If you follow my videos or read our blog beautyfix.io, then you know that I love the Balm Cosmetics. I literally love them. I think that they do a really great job of putting out really usable, lovely eyeshadow palettes. From the colors that they combined in the palettes, to the payoff of the shadows, to the just the quality. They're great. I always love them, and the packaging is really cute. So I'm going to start first with the Shady Lady by the Balm. It's a little palette that comes like this, and it has a mirror on it, but I'm going to hide that so you don't see the glare of my light. And it comes with 9 eyeshadows. They are all shimmery, so that's the one thing that this palette does not have, is a matte eyeshadow. So I do, when I use this palette, I do always grab like a transition shade from another eyeshadow palette, maybe the Tartlet or maybe the Marc Jacobs palette, because I don't like to use a transition shade that has shimmer to it. I like to create more definition there because I don't have a lot of definition there. But this palette is really beautiful, particularly I think for going out. I feel like you can get a really pretty smoky eye. I actually did wedding makeup for a big wedding last weekend, and it's funny because I think I did like 8 bridesmaids, and the first bridesmaid I used this palette, and I created like a smoky eye with her. So I used this one and these 2 here. And from that point on, everyone was like, I like her makeup, I like her makeup. And it ended up pretty much being the same smoky eye on every single girl, just kind of tweaked differently for their eye shape or their eye color. But it was pretty much all of this palette. So this palette is just really pretty. There's a really generous amount of shadows in this palette, so you get a lot. I love the colors. Yeah, I love it. It's just great. Love it, love it. Okay, so the next 2 palettes are also by the Balm, and I guess they're kind of like a series maybe. They're kind of like, you know how Lorac has Lorac Pro 1 and 2, and then Naked has Naked 1, Naked 2, Naked 3. This is kind of the Balm's thing. So they have, the first one is the Nude Tude palette. I love this palette. I've loved it since I got it, which was a year or so ago. It's a really beautiful palette of shadows. It has, let's see how many shadows you have, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 eyeshadows. And you can see it's a pretty good range of shades. So you've got 2 shimmer highlights here. This one's a lot more golden, this one's more white. You've got 2 pink kind of champagne shades here. You've got a really great transition color here. This color right here, Selfish, is like my favorite eyeshadow color, I think, of all time. It's beautiful. It's just a really pretty grayish taupe with like kind of like gold shimmer to it, but not like in your face gold. It's really subtle. It's beautiful, beautiful. And then you've got a bronzy shade here. Then you've got this shade here, which is a shimmery, really deep chocolate bronze. Then you've got this really deep maroon matte shade. And then you've got this shimmery, dark reddish brown. And then you have 2 matte dark black and dark brown. So these are great for eyeliner. They're great for smoking out that outer corner, giving that, you know, just really bumping up your look from day to night. But I love it. It also comes with a brush, which I always lose. I never use. I always lose. I never use that, rhymes. And yeah, I love this palette. I think anyone can use it. You can get a variety of looks from it. And this is one of those palettes that can really take you from day to night. Like if I were going into work, I would use like kind of one of these on my lid and this in my crease. Bam, you're done. And then if I wanted to like bump it up tonight, basically I would just grab one of these darker shades and pop that in my outer corner and maybe make my liner a little darker, and that'd be it. So this is a palette that if you're traveling and you just want to grab one thing and you don't want to have to think about having, you know, daytime makeup, nighttime makeup, grab this and this will take you from day to night. So love this palette. Okay, so the last palette is also by the Balm. The Balm is the bomb. I'm really funny. And it's Nude Dude. So it's kind of a follow-up to the Nude Tude. This is a newer palette, I believe. But yeah, it says volume 2. Yep, volume 2. Okay, so I got this maybe a month ago. And I dare to say it, I love it as much as the Nude Tude. So it's very similar. It also comes with 12 eyeshadows. Yep, 12 eyeshadows. And it's a pretty good range. It's not as much of a range as the original, but it's still a good variety. And you also get a mix of matte shades and shimmer shades. You have a little bit more shimmer than matte, I think. You have your 2 highlights here. One is matte, one is shimmery. Then you have a really good transition shade, which the Nude Tude also has. They're different, but they're very similar. And then you've got a really pretty like penny kind of copper shimmer shade. Then you've got like a really pinky rose gold shimmer shade. Then you've got this really pretty bronze, a really pretty like purpley. If you've ever tried Tracks by MAC, which is like one of MAC's all-time go-to eyeshadows, it's like a really pretty purple with gold flecks. This is pretty much Tracks in a palette. And then you have a matte, really warm tone transition shade. And then you have this shade here, which is like a really pretty shimmery red brown. So it's a deep brown, but it's got a lot of red and warmth to it. Then you have this shade here, which is matte, and it's almost purpley brown. It's kind of like an eggplant shade. Like, I don't know if it's more purple or more brown. It's definitely not more purple, but it is not just brown. It's got a really deep kind of like eggplant. That's how I describe an eggplant. Then you've got this shade here, which is a shimmery, good, rich brown, and then you've got a shimmery black. So yeah, that is the Nude Dude palette. So that wraps up my favorite eyeshadow palettes. If these are any of your favorites, let me know in the comment section below. If I didn't talk about something that you absolutely love, let me know in the comment section below, because I'm always excited to learn about new eyeshadows that are out there or new shadow palettes. But yeah, currently this is what I'm going to. Like on my vanity, this is what I always have out. I just think that these are my favorite right now. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!